the desires of the elites, man. Ain't about no form of justice or righteousness. It's all and it's always been about that. Uh, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? But thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Okay. Yet thou shalt be brought low to hell, to the sides of the pit. Yeah, this guy has basically been pushing. It's essentially with when you have things like evolution, all these things, Esau's wisdom, all that he's used is basically to have everyone in the world looking at him like he is the Most High, man. He's basically saying like, oh, God doesn't exist, but believe in the system, believe in science, believe in politics, believe in whatever. All these different things to kind of have people put faith in, which ultimately is them just putting faith in him, man. Worship and reverence in him. And that's what you got going on. People deify the system and Esau. And that's why they're truly out here believing this can go on forever, man. It's the object of their worship. It says as what? They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Yeah, that's where it's going to be. Just as you have Israel raised up to that position, just as you have Israel raised up to that position of basically being looked at as the sons of the Most High. They're who they are being spread abroad, basically getting that shine. Mainly the elect and the one and the 1/3, basically being shown to be the chosen of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And then what? Esau's going to be revealed as the nobody he is. Because what? You go back to Job. This guy was disdained. Like now in that time when we his byword, or what? That's only for a season. Job 20 says what? The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Like I said in Revelation 20, this is a short season, man. A little season. It's mainly because of what? Esau's propaganda, his PR. Through Hollywood, he's basically been able to push, the lie that he's essentially been ruling forever. But what? He's only recently come about, only recently come back, and then what? It's only for a season, and now we're at the you can see it's tapering off, man. All that is at an end. It ain't gonna last. Because why? It's evident and clear. This whole system, this whole kingdom, the way it was built, it's unsustainable. The monetary system is unsustainable. The policies they've got, how they deal with the people, it's completely unsustainable. Everyone's just all kinds of confusion and mess. Says you got how can two all together except they be agreed, but in this system it's basically there are no agreements. Everyone's just got completely different. Everyone comes from different backgrounds. You get a bunch of people, a bunch of different backgrounds, and you're trying to just melt them down into, just one big blob. They ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna go down. Because why? That's why you have a lot of conflict. Because people are saying coming from completely different backgrounds, man. You got the men that come from the Middle East, where there is women are still in slavery. But then you come into you come to the West. Here they've been liberated. They've got the liberty to do whatever the hell they want. It's but then two of them are meant to just come and shake hands and get along. That's why this is all a mess. In the kingdom, we ain't gonna have everyone just coming together as one blob, man. They ain't how the Lord set up. The Lord's split, separated the nations, man. There's a reason why they all had their own land. They all split up, basically doing their own thing, man. They all have their own customs. Cause why? The spirit in them's different, man. That's why Jake ain't just gonna be able to fuck with whoever. For what? So Isaiah 14:16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners? This guy, it's funny you consider Obeezy back in 2008 said, he said he was going to close Guantanamo. That shit ain't been closed since. That was what fucking... How many years now? 13 years ago? Well, I guess, 2007. So, like 13 years ago, this guy's meant to shut. The shit's still open. But it's all confusion, man. It's all mess. All a hot mess. So it's, and that's why it's Esau's society, Esau's kingdom. They don't run off righteousness, man. It made the earth as a wilderness. Yeah, the earth has been made into a wilderness. You got levels of pollution. Man, there was an article I found where they said pollution is making men's penises smaller. There's a bunch of things, even with what do you call it? Birth control in the water. That's something that can't be filtered or cleansed out of it. So basically, you've just got a huge amount of hormones just in the water, just fucking people up. These are it's all a mess, and that's going into nature, messing up all kinds of shit. All these Esau's systems are built off what, like pure pollution and corruption, man. Even something as simple as like cars. Everyone that's driving them all around. That's globally just shitloads of pollution, man. Destruction on the earth. Everything Esau does is wasteful and destructive, man. And that's how his whole nation's been built up, through wasteful destruction. It says all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as a raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Yeah, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Right now, it's like I said, the joy of a hypocrite for a moment. Because right now, it's only reason Esau's being glamorized, being looked up to, these elites. Why? For the purpose of, let me read it. Okay. Romans 9. And 16. So it says what? So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Yeah. So just as back in Egypt, what Pharaoh was brought and had his heart hardened. Why? So that the Lord could show his power. And that happened what? Through the plagues, culminating in what? In the Pesach, the Passover, where the firstborn of Egypt were all slain. And that's mad. Because that's something, if that were to happen in this time and day, people would lose it, man. It would be done. Because even it's funny as well. Because in what is it? In Exodus, there's I can't remember exactly what plague it was, but yeah. So it wasn't even the final plague yet. And then by then, man already knew. Exodus 10 and 7 said, and Pharaoh's servants said unto him, how long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve Yahweh their power. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? Yeah, so even before the final before the firstborn had been slain, it was already a wrap. Egypt was already destroyed. He was resisted, but that was because why? The Lord put the Spirit on him just to show the length, the extent to which he was going to go to judge, basically to destroy Egypt, man, and to make a show of his power. So it's the same thing. That's why it's this destruction is coming upon this present system. It's gonna be magnificent. It's gonna outdo even Egypt. And that's why it's all these things. Hey, there's multiple angles by which you can tell this place is through. But what it's the Lord still has more to do, because it's about displaying his power, and it's about what? Yahweh Shai being lifted up, his name being lifted up as well, man. But that's why it's people are still ignorant. But it's going to be made clear. It's going to be made clear who the Lord's dealing with, who his men are. But yeah, and that's the thing. This place is only being sustained for the sake of that judgment, man. And that's why, it's cold, man. That's that, and that's why it's gonna come as a thief. Second Peter 3:9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Yeah. So the day of the Lord is going to come as a thief. Because even though for us, that's why we know the sign. Because when you deal with prophecy is there are signs there, basically to let you know. 2 Esdras 9:1 says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of these signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, so these things are signs. Why? It's for the prophets though, for the watchmen, for those that are measuring the time. These as far as the general public, they ain't measuring the time, man. They're thinking about this place going on forever. They're making 5-10 year plans. You know, they're like, once the pandemic's over, blah blah blah. These guys are looking forward to the future. They're thinking about summer holidays. We're basically in a mindset where we're not even thinking this place is going to be around by the time of summer. That's the mindset we're in, because we're hastening the day, the coming of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's what we're hastening to, the return of Yahushai. And that's the spirit that the men of the Lord are meant to be in, man. It's gonna be a real shock, man. It says what? Then shalt thou understand. There is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people of the world, then shalt thou well understand that Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, these things are spoken about. Because by and large, and the thing is the main way people are going to know is why they're going to realize they've stumbled upon videos talking about this truth, man. They would have either walked past a brother in the street somewhere preaching the truth. They would have watched the video. They basically come into. They would have at some point have heard about this truth, because this truth's gone out, man. It's been getting pushed out more than 14 years? 2007, yeah. 14 years on YouTube. This thing's been going out. And hella videos have gone viral as well. Hella videos have gone viral. So you already know. This truth is a thing that's gone out. But what, if you paid no mind, then what? When you start seeing it, then you might just be reminded, like, oh wait, hold on. Wasn't there someone talking about this? Didn't someone mention XYZ? And then it's gonna come as a shock. It's gonna come as a surprise, man. It's gonna come as a thief. But the signs were there. Okay, well. It'll come as a thief. Okay. Yeah. 2 Peter 3:11 says, seeing then, well, let me read 10 again. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord. Yeah, basically hastening the day of the Lord. Because that's what the majority of our people aren't doing. Majority of Israel is, and the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, These guys are looking to and hastening to some dollars, man, some cash money, or some form of lifestyle, man. These guys are trying to attain some kind of worldly levels in the world, man. They're trying to get something from this place. Well, what? That's the complete opposite. Because that's why. It's like if the signs are clear and evident, man, you check the news, you're seeing signs being signs flying out non-stop. But what? The majority, 2/3 is going to fall on deaf ears, man. Even with this whole situation. But anyway, it says, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So yeah. So we're looking for a place wherein dwells what? Righteousness. And that's something that's not found in this place. That's why it's like if you're invested and basically you want this place to continue, you got no clue or semblance of what righteousness is. There's nothing but wickedness going down, man. Under every rock, there's like 85 years of wickedness. That's all that's been promoted and pushed out by the society. And that's why it's not going to be a marvel when all these different scandals come out. But that's only what? Because people, the simpletons of society have basically lapped up the lie, man. That this place is what it presents itself as. Some form of great civilization. But it's the same thing I read earlier. It says what? When Antiochus Epiphanes came to power, it said what? Evils are multiplied in the earth. Evils. That's all that Esau's rulership promotes. Evils being multiplied in the earth. And that's not it shouldn't be a surprise.
It's Nahum 3:1. It says, woe to the bloody sea. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. So the bloody sea is talking about this kingdom that we're presently in, headed by Esau Edom, the red Hebrew Edomite, who's known as the so-called white man today, or the so-called Caucasian. Right? The bloody sea more or less really harking upon the kingdom of Babylon, basically. Right? Babylon the Great, should I say. And it's saying that, that's why it says, woe to the bloody sea. Day and night, God coming to that place. His own judgment, right? It's all full of lies and robbery. That's the main reason why I read it. Because this place is full of lies and robbery, alright? And that's presently what's going on in this modern day age. Right now, in the midst of this pandemic, in the year of prophecy, the year of hastening to the coming of the Lord, alright? That's all that they're edging more closer to fulfilling their agenda, as the scripture says, when he's about to fill his belly, dead sudden destruction. But it's being done by what? Lies and robbery. That's the only way they can establish their power, right? Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, like I said, it's that time of the Passover, the Pesach, man. And that's really what? When time of judgment. Right. At 15%. But yeah, it's that time of judgment where it's what? It's going back Egypt, like I just read, man. It already fell at that point in time. But there was worse things to come. That's the state you see this place in, man. This place is done. The entire American European empire, this shit it's done. It's a wrap. But what is being prolonged so the Lord can make a show of his power. And that's where you're gonna see worse things coming, man. So yeah. You got something going on? Or no? Phone just turned off. Alright, so leave it there. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yashai.
Shalom.
Shalom.